Daylight, my MVVs, welcome. Report reaching us allegedly right now is that Ooni of Ife's self-acclaimed son looks for Queen Naomi. Like he's been going around trying to connect with Queen Naomi because he said that there are a lot of things, like so many things that are happening in the palace of the Ooni of Ife that Queen Naomi needs to know about. That he was actually paid to do what he did to the Ooni of Ife. And besides, he wasn't just paid, that he was forced to do it, that if he had not come out to do what he did, that they probably would have, brought him down. So he did it based on duress, that he would have to meet with Queen Naomi one-on-one to talk to Queen Naomi. And they said the first information that Queen Naomi got was in her church email, where the man was expressing himself and trying to explain what happened to him, why he made that kind of allegation against the Ooni of Ife, who is known to be a very good man that people love so much, who is known to be a good father, who would never have abandoned any of his child anywhere. That he was forced to do it. Allegedly, as it is rumored, that said that man made it very clear that they had forced him to do it. That everything they are trying to do is geared towards Queen Naomi return into the palace. That they do not want to see that happen, because they do know that as soon as that happens, Ooni is not going to look at them anymore. That there is nothing in this world they will not do. That he happens to be one of the persons who planted, stuff in the palace, right there inside the palace of the Ooni of Ife, that he's been their underdog. They've been using him the entire time. But what made him upset was the fact that they made him to go and put up this allegation against the Ooni of Ife, that he wanted to meet with Queen Naomi and tell Queen Naomi the strategy they are using against her and the things they still plan to do to ensure that that return to the palace does not work. That a lot of these women are working amongst themselves, that they are not working individually, that is a collective effort to keep Queen Naomi out of the palace. Now, they say when this email got to Queen Naomi's office, the elders were the first set of people who intercepted the email. One elder who is in charge of the, who is supervising his son, who usually would be in charge of the emails of the church, was the one who saw it, and they now had to get Naomi's attention. They forwarded the email to Naomi. Naomi read it, and they had to come together to find out what was the right thing to do. And they said that they now said that Naomi should reach out to the Ooni of Ife and speak to the Ooni of Ife and let Ooni of Ife know what is going on, so Ooni of Ife can advise on further steps to be taken. And so now that happened, that Olori Naomi had to speak to the Ooni of Ife. Ooni of Ife had told Olori Naomi to send a reply, to tell them to send a reply through that email, that Naomi is not going to meet him anywhere. If there's anything he wants to say, that he should say it, or he should do a video and send, the same way he did a video that he posted, all he should do recording and send. But if he is expecting that he will permit his wife Naomi to go and meet him, a criminal somewhere, that no, he would never do that. As it is rumored, they said the email was sent to this guy, and the guy said there are a lot of things that he would not be able to do or say in his video because of how implicating that may be for him as an individual if he is eventually caught. That he would want Naomi to come, or Naomi should send one of his bodyguards or send somebody, a man, to go. They said they spoke to the Ooni of Ife. Ooni of Ife declined that they shouldn't send anyone. If he has got anything to say, he should do a video. They said on Sunday, allegedly, as Naomi got to church, they said there was an envelope right there in church. The security man said that it was somebody who dropped the envelope, that a young man had come earlier that morning to drop that envelope. and they handed the envelope. They said the envelope should be handed over to Olori Naomi, and they said yes. So the envelope was handed over to Olori Naomi. It was a flash disc that was in the envelope. Now they took the flash disc. Queen Naomi was in a hurry to find out what was going on, gave it to the security men. They went and they put it in the computer, and the man was talking about a whole lot of things. Like it's been a whole lot of, plans, hashing of plans to undo Queen Naomi. It does seem as if the entire time that these Oloris have been in the palace, they have no other plan. The only thing that they sit down to do is Naomi. That a lot of voices were heard, and most of those voices happens to be voices of the wives to the Ooni of Ife. Now, it's important to always bear in mind that every information you get from this blog is alleged information. I am not living in the palace of the Ooni of Ife, neither am I related to anyone who is living in the palace of the Ooni of Ife. I am just a blogger. When I get an information, I bring it to you. And again, I always encourage, Dela to understand that anything they find on social media, they want to take it with a pinch of salt. So right now, as we are hearing, they said that a lot of voices were found inside the flash that this man presented to Olori Naomi. That lot of voices that belong to the Ooni of Ife's wife, that these voices are not voices that one would say were stage managed and fixed there. Like it's not a computer made voice. That most of these voices are the wives, like one after the other. How the man was busy getting all of these things stuff that is something that nobody can tell, but that voices of the wives of the Ooni of Ife were all found inside, the video. Now, a lot of things were said. How the man said he planted stuff that were planted in the palace of the Ooni of Ife. That Queen Naomi is so feared by these women. They do a lot of them. One of their biggest achievements in life is being married to the Ooni of Ife. That they don't want Naomi back in the palace of the Ooni of Ife. That if Naomi would just get up, that this self-acclaimed son of the Ooni of Ife, he said that if Naomi were to be his sister, that he would have advised Naomi to just pack his things already and go to the palace, because they already have been told that if Naomi comes into that palace, that everything will go cold, like all of these problems will disappear. That there was a place that he went with one of the Oloris, that was the first thing they saw inside the pot, inside the basin of water, that Naomi has to make her way, that whatever it is that they bring upon the Ooni of Ife, or whatever they bring upon the palace, Naomi just needs to make her way into the palace, and everything will be fixed, and Ooni of Ife will be very fine, and everything will be settled. That Naomi should not let them push her away, that Naomi should not let them take what rightfully belongs to her, that Naomi is what the palace needs, that the reason why he had to come out to claim that Ooni of Ife is his father is because he wants Ooni of Ife to recognize that there is somebody out there that has something to say to him. That he wants a situation where Ooni of Ife will invite him hook or crook, so that he will go with evidences and tell Ooni of Ife what is going on in the palace, that he knows more than enough. But he knows very well that these women will not allow him penetrate the Ooni of Ife, because that he has tried to get into the palace of the Ooni of Ife, but the security guards will not, because they know exactly what he is coming to do. That now that this has happened, any day they catch him and they take him to the Ooni of Ife, he will be able to talk. But right now, he was telling Naomi a lot of things. You know that these are secret things that it cannot be out there. Naomi cannot put out there, Ooni cannot put out there. But they said everything that this man said has reached the Ooni of Ife, as it is alleged. So at the end of the day, it is the Oloris that are doing all of this. I'm going to bring you more update. I appreciate you so much. Thank you.